Co? Zaprosimy go. Może wielkie brawa dla Alexa. Alex? Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Exceeding Expectations. My name is Alex. We are Alex and Kratena. We are at the Lion Warsaw, and this is the second day of my guest bartending. My manager is running late, as usual. Where is York? Anyways, when we happen to be in London, I work at Artesian Bar, the Langham London, so pop in for a drink. That would be great to have you. And massive thanks to Tomek. Half a year ago, we've been having drinks in Barcelona. And very soon after that, Tomek asked me to do this talk on luxury. Well, that time, obviously, didn't realize I completely fucked up myself, because it's quite difficult to talk about something which hasn't been defined yet. Yet it was present with our cultures and in the entire civilization before the Christ. So I thought it was going to be pointless to tell you how much glitter I put on Langham cobbler or which kind of crystal glassware we use, because that's absolutely irrelevant to all of us. I also thought it's going to be absolutely irrelevant to talk about luxury spirits and the champagne, or the half-naked waitresses, which actually serve magnums of vodka in the nightclubs. Well, if you like Praia, my favorite porn star, that's good. I promise I'll be as entertaining as I can. I'll serve you a couple of drinks to ease the pain of me talking, and I stuck some more naked pictures in there, which is always great and well received by bartenders. So do not run away. There is more coming. So yeah, you know, I believe I've been working in some sort of high-end establishments all my life, and no matter whether it was a luxury strip club or a Michelin-star restaurant, no matter it was a hotel or a nightclub, I always realized there is actually one thing which binds all these places together. And even though they've been cool, they had something very common, yet they've been very different. What we're going to start with is a little video, as it is popular now, to do a cocktail presentations with videos. It's not a porno video. Oh. 2 days ago, I was on the phone with Philip Duff, who made all these things popular, and we've been laughing about it. I said, I need to exceed our expectations, so I've actually chosen very funny characters. I have the rabbit and the bear. So we're going to watch that video, and after that I'm going to get you a drink, as it's meant to be.
Exclusive enchanting ultimate luxury private members bullshit club. Do you have a booking with us tonight?
I am afraid we don't have a booking.
Well, don't you know people book weeks in advance to get in?
I mean, I've called a couple hours ago and I was told by your colleague just to pop in.
So are you saying you don't actually have a booking?
That's correct. I have no booking because your colleague told me I don't need one.
Well, if you say you don't have a booking, you cannot get in.
Okay, hold on a second. How can I actually make a booking if you do not take bookings over the phone and then on the door you require booking? Is Alexia working tonight?
Are you friends of Leximo?
Yes, I am.
Well, just bear with me for a second. I am sure it won't be a problem. We are actually not really busy tonight. Please make your way in. Alexino is at the exclusive luxury bullshit bar waiting for you.
Well, here I am, the luxury bullshit bar. No. Well, Lion. Did my manager actually made it here, or is there still? Oh, York. I mean, it's a luxury service, luxury presentation, and for that, I cannot have more stylish gentlemen than York Mike, who happens to be a dear friend of mine and a true gentleman. And because it is luxury talk, I just thought it's going to be appropriate to serve you some champagne. So obviously all of you get empty cups, so if you just distribute these bottles around the room, that would be great. Just pass it on, and don't be greedy. Make sure everybody gets a sip of a good champagne. Fantastic. Here we go. Everybody enjoy some champagne. It's always good, and it is healthy. Good. So whilst you are enjoying a champagne, I would love to read out something which is actually very old, yet very often we tend to forget. And this quote actually comes from 1862, and it was nobody else than Jerry Thomas who written the first cocktail book we know about. And he said, an efficient bartender's first aim should be to please his customers, paying particular attention to meet the individual wishes of those whose tastes he has already ascertained, and for those who he didn't have opportunity of serving, he should politely inquire and find out what they like, how they like it, and serve it that way, and use his best knowledge and the judgment to serve them in the way they want to be served. And in this way, you won't fail to get popularity and success. I would kindly ask you to clap the hands for Jörg Meyer, who is doing the champagne service today. Well done. So good, this was Jerry Thomas, and we have seen that under 1 minute, one little rabbit can fuck up absolutely everything. Even though I have created a video, I must admit that this was actually a real-life situation which happened to me at one of the London's most esteemed opening for last 3-4 years. So, what is luxury? I mean, luxury has been present with us since centuries, since the beginning of the civilization. The luxury was important for Eastern and the Western empires, exactly as it is important for nowadays society. Obviously, back in the days, it was much more easier to define what luxury was, because whatever hasn't been available to the masses, that was consumed by elites, and that was considered luxury. In the 14th century, luxury was actually a bad word. It was a pejorative word because it stood for sinful self-indulgence. That's not good news, is it? My favorite definition is by Coco Chanel, because the scientists, they have no clue and they cannot agree. Professor Boudoir says that luxury is anything in the high tire price. Other guys, they talk about our senses and how luxury stimulates all of our senses at the same time, and how luxury makes us feel that we belong to a certain class. What I really liked about Coco Chanel is that she said that luxury is not the opposite of poverty. It is opposite of vulgarity. And I thought it was a very nice quote. To run our business successfully, we obviously need a logic and a magic for our business. Logic is what it makes the business work, and the magic is what creates the relationship with the customers and our establishment. Obviously, logic is what makes sense, what justifies the price, and magic creates those relationships which are so important. So the way the product is made is equally important, and we talk about cocktails or wine or anything else, it's equally important with the magic, because we know we need those two in a very fine balance. So, it's always good to have a bit of champagne. If I was to open a bar, I would do it probably in a country which had at least 100 million luxury consumers, and I would be alright, or Mr. Meyer would be alright, if it was third largest luxury market in the world. I think we do quite well with our bar. We're opening the Le Lion Shanghai and Beijing in 2012, so all of you are invited for a drink. It would be great also if this place we are talking about was a top luxury market by 2015. In 2007, we would be alright with $115 US billionaires. I think that sounds good. We would make a lot of money in those bars. I would actually prefer if there was more males spending money on the luxury than females, because that means they were spending on drinks. And it would be also good to have this place to be the youngest market, or the youngest luxury market, where everybody is in their 30s. Obviously, and you know all of that, I'm talking about China, because that's not a serious war. The best place to open a luxury bar is actually China. The exact opposite of that is Japan, where it's the most risky environment to open a bar, because 8 out of 10 businesses close within 8 months. However, generally, because I work for an Asian company, we are aware of the fact that businesses which succeed, they see the return on investment under 11 months in Asia, on average, which is, I thought, bloody good. Oh, please, serve it to all of them. We have plenty of beautiful ladies and good-looking gentlemen. That's all good. If we Google the term luxury, we're going to get 485 million results. Now, that is a big noise. I'm afraid this noise also caused the fact that we went a little bit off our route. This noise put our compass off course, and we have lost sight of where we're going. And as I pinpointed at the beginning, for me, the true essence of luxury is in the service. So we need to ask ourselves, if we remove all the brands, all our arrogance, and all the fancy stuff, translate it into a bar world, if I'm not going to be telling you how much we fucking spend on the chandeliers from Murano in the Langham, how much we spend on the glassware, if we remove all the luxury spirits and the champagne, do we need to ask ourselves, do we still have the same product? Do we have a product which is still compelling luxury establishment to nowadays customers or consumers or our guests? This is exactly the questions we need to raise. And obviously I'm heading to one point, and that is the service. If we want to evolve luxury or any establishment out there, street bar, a pub, we need to find new ways how to engage our guests. Because what happened is that the mid-tier of the market, hands up for Mr. Mayor. Well done. Thank you. The best employer I've ever worked for. Unfortunately, I'm back to Langham tomorrow. I might change my ticket to Hamburg. So, you know, if we want to evolve this, we must evolve and find new innovative ways, you know, where to get our businesses. The mid-market, the mid-tier, what they realized the great importance of a service, and they started to improve it. And now what lies in the hands of the luxury companies, or all of you, because it's irrelevant, we all want to improve, is the fact that we need to put a lot of new thoughts, a lot of innovation, and we need to put out new things, so we are better than our competition. All these places, or the luxury lounges, and the private members clubs, they makes me vomit. It's maybe because I've been working in them for years. You know, the kind of feeling when you walk into the place and it's like, hey guys, it's like, is this appropriate? I mean, this is very good if you are somewhere in Arizona and you're just having a hot dog or a burger in an American fast food joint, but how cool is that in a luxury place? I don't know. Many places you go to, if you don't tip enough, they look down their noses at you, which I find very rude. So all these places, which we all die to go for because they are so cool and trendy, they happen to be bullshit, and they make you feel uncomfortable. So my question is, where is the time of the old school hospitality? Where is the time of the managers, the waiters, and the bartenders who knew your name, who knew who was getting married and who was cheating on their wife, and they would remember the birthday of your daughter? What happened to these people? Because these are the places which we all enjoy to go, because we have the relationship. And exactly like in any of your establishments, you know very well yourself. Once you have the relationship with the guest, there's the common tie. And this is the reason why people come back. We are all crazy about Japanese bartending. You know, the ice is very cool and the shakers, and we get a mixing glass. But if you look deeper in Japanese culture, you see that in their thinking, the perfect drink or a perfect crafted dish, which you have trained for 15 years to be able to make it, that is there automatically. They don't think of that. You train on the side of your job, but then the thing is there. The thing which is important and which matters is the service and the atmosphere and everything which you build around the guest experience. And I think that in Europe it would be actually great to take some inspiration from that. So, the first step to exceed our customers' expectations is actually to know what their expectations are there. And once we know that, we need to set up our standards. Now, the standards will be very different, and this is actually talk, but I think I would much rather be talking about bars in general, because at the end of the day, we are all in the same business. So, once we set up our standards, they need to have some kind of logic. They need to be out there, and they need to make sense, because I see so many people who went to their holidays on Singapore, which is very cool for hospitality. They see some standard, which is very cool in that place because it works, and then they bring it over, and it just doesn't fucking make any sense. I'm swearing more than Jörg Meyer did in his presentation yesterday. So always you need to make sure if there's a standard out there, it should have some kind of logic. And most of these things are usually tied with a common sense. Luxury service. I mean, luxury or service generally, it's a word in my eyes of a lot of passion, a lot of emotions, and the magic really happens there. More gorgeous girls to come. So, any of you, no matter whether you work in the shop, whether you work in the bar, luxury bar in a pub, there's for me, kind of 6 stages or 6 codes, which you should really, rely to. And once these become part of your personality, that's where the money comes in, and that's where you make success. So I would like to talk about surface factor, and as my dear friend George Nemes from Shanghai says, eco-free environment. Guys, what all of us we need to understand is that we are there for the guests. The guests are the only reason, because without guests, there wouldn't be a point to open any bar. How sad it would be to see a paparazzi empty, where we've been last night. It just didn't make any sense. So, many times, and especially in many European cultures, and especially in Central Eastern Europe, where I come from, we like to get the emotions, yeah? And we get upset easily, and it's all pam, 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 pam. And that's wrong, because you and me and everybody else in this business should leave their fucking emotions and family problems in the square, which is around the corner, and you should get, driven into the pleasure of serving other people. Because if you're making somebody's day better, it also makes your day better. Above and beyond factor, how I like to call it. Obviously, cartoons are a good way how to get you not asleep. Above and beyond, guys, be ready to deliver anything and everything. Let's go behind the expectations. Jörg had a great point of the Bollinger. One of my bartenders was having this discussion about vodka. It comes out the gentleman or the guest couldn't get the vodka in his home country, so we just met up 15 minutes early. We bought it for him. We charged it for him, of course. We made a lot of tips, which was great, but it didn't have any kind of value. It was all right. The great thing was that this gentleman happened to send an email. And this email was going to Vice President of Europe and North America Division of Langham Hospitality Group, and that's the point where you start to make a lot of impact and when you kind of secure your job. The care factor. We should genuinely, each and every of us, care about people. If you had the guy who just had a burger and a glass of red wine, and he likes his burger with a spicy mustard, and he's going to see his missus, it's logical that we give him some mints. We care about the people. And if you are sincere and genuine about these things, the people will sense it. Because no matter how much we think that you know, our thinking is based on very rational decisions, and you know, we are determined to get there, a lot of our decisions are actually made by our emotions. And I think it's important to care about our customers. The moment now I'm talking, you realize that all of the presentations here at this wonderful bar show, at the Bar Symposium 2011, have one thing in common. Everybody is reinforcing some message. Obviously, we have some kind of, not an issue, but we have things to talk about, that there is service. And if all of us pinpointing these things, that means we have to improve that. The code of honor, the samurais. You should always be very proud of what you do, because bartending, for me personally, is the best job in the world. So you need to be proud, you need to represent the job in the right way, just not by getting pissed all the time, which we do at Bar Symposium. But it's for us to give the image. We are the front of the industry, and if we want people to take us seriously, we just simply need to dress up a bit, we need to be proud, but at the same time, we need to make our guests feel that it's an honor for us to serve them, because at the end of the day, it's them who pays our salaries. Another fantastic picture. Obviously, I have a fetish about Japanese things. Factor of appreciation. It has, you know, it's been always so important for any kind of business, and for a service especially. You have to be there prior, during, and after the purchase. No matter whether you are purchasing Ferrari, Lamborghini, or you know, dry martini. You need to express and show to your guests how much you appreciate your business. Because this is one of the factors how you're going to get those regulars back. And regulars, they make the biggest part of the business anyway. We have a gentleman A who spends to 1,000 pounds or zloty in your bar twice a year. That's very cool. Now we have 2,000 zloty or 2,000 pounds. This annoying chubby girl, she's alright. She laughs like crazy, but she spends every week 80 pounds on a couple of bottles of champagne or prosecco or whatever it is. She spends at the end of the year over 4,000 pounds or zloty or whatever currency is there. So obviously we need to treat everybody the same, but we need to realize the importance of our regulars. More naked ladies. I'm doing well. The aim for perfection. And this is the thing, all the great bartenders, they realize that they need to always aim and try their best to achieve perfection. What also they have learned, that you cannot achieve perfection. Yet, it is important the way how to achieve that. So, you know, your body, your heart, your technique, everything else. You always need to aim to be better. So, my Stanislav, a friend of mine, he always says, stop thinking how you're going to shake your boyfriend or girlfriend tonight and start to concentrate whether you do better service this week than you did last month, whether you are shaking or stirring that cocktail better than last week, or whether you sorted out this situation better than yesterday. And only this thing makes the whole industry improve. And if we improve our industry, there's going to be more people coming to our bars, and we all make more money. Because at the end of the day, after all the romanticism we have, it's all about making money. So always try to be better than yesterday. Good. Selling luxury. We said it was the magic word. Selling luxury. I mean, in the eyes of people, the staff of our establishments, we are the face and we are the brand. So all of you know that you can actually contribute to your brand or to your bar in a big way, but also you can bloody fuck up. Customers, they're gonna see every single aspect of what you do. And what we need to do in our bars is to build some kind of loyalty. And now we realize again, we're not talking about luxury, we are talking about hospitality in general. And obviously the loyalty that comes from this trust. So the more you meet people, the better it becomes. and using common sense, always treat everybody as you would like to treat them. Good. The next point, I love this one. There are guests behind guests, and there's a massive loss behind one guest lost. So if I take again my boss for these 2 days, with Maya, a very fine gentleman, and all his contacts. Jörg is very well known, he's well traveled, he has contacts all around the world. He has thousands of friends on Facebook. Very soon he's establishing his fan page because Facebook has the 5,000 people they meet. That's all good. But if myself, I lose Jörg for some reason, because I did a shit job, I have closed my Jörg's universe of all these people. I have closed my doors of my bar to potential 5,000 people who, if they happen to be in London, they would come to my bar because Jörg would recommend it. So if I did this massive mistake, how am I going to feel if I'm going to tell my boss I've just lost 4,000 customers whom I knew they were coming to Artesian? That would be a rather bad news. Good. What do we have next? Emotional side of purchase. We all need to realize that the people who buy Lamborghini Murcielago or who drink expensive champagne, like us today, they don't buy it because with a Lamborghini they need to travel from A to the B, or they drink champagne and all the expensive whiskeys because they are thirsty. There's emotional and a status thing to all of it. And the more we manage to personalize the service, the better we become. And also, we will justify the price. And that's the point. This is the logic thing. It's bloody good, it's bloody expensive, and I'm fucking taking it. Oh, perfect, please, yeah. There's more things coming. Hopefully I get you done. We need to turn every contact into an experience. There's this friend of mine, and she's a hairdresser. And years ago, she goes to this shop because she has trouble with her bracelet. And while she's getting repaired, the jeweler, makes jokes with her, and he makes her try diamond ring and this thing of white gold, and just becomes a lot of fun. Now the thing is that after that, she's been telling everybody for years what an amazing time she had. So she sent my sister there, a couple of my cousins who are getting married next year, my mom, my auntie, and all these people. And this is very easy way for us to translate this into bar situations and how to get an easy customer. Talking about weddings, if you walk in the shop looking for a wedding ring, and you say, oh, we are looking for a wedding ring, and you are the lovely couple, and the girl behind the counter just goes, which size you are? She fucked up exactly like this bloody rabbit at the beginning of this presentation. Get into people's stories, get into their lives. The more you know about people, the more it will help you to understand them, and the more it will help you to sell better. Selling luxury. Effective compliments. We should all compliment our guests. You should compliment ladies on their looks and on the perfume. You should compliment all the gentlemen on their accessories or on their looks, and the groups to how fun they are, because you are selling at the same time. Oh, I really see you like your rum. You should try this. Not only you are making him feel good, but you are selling him more expensive rum. One of the biggest points which I would like to highlight in this presentation is the danger of preconceptions. She's too young, this couple they will never buy anything expensive, etc., etc., etc. I don't know why we tend to make all these ideas. In 1865, when the Langham Hotel in London opened its doors, it was very fashionable to show off how wealthy you are. So people, they would have special carriages drawn by horses, called the landau's, which would show their jewelry and their clothes. But the times have changed. People don't want to be showing how much they are worth and how much money they are. And we need to reflect that. Don't ever make preconception about anybody who comes to the bar. because it happens to be, it might be a top manager, and he might be selling or buying things for lot of money. Cool. The wow factor then, and I'm not going to do it long, is everybody having a drink? No? How are you doing on the drink, guys? It's coming. It's fine. The wow factor comes from all these little things. Eva, one of my bartenders, she went to India, she bought this kind of stupid tea which was super cheap, and she brought it to a couple who comes to our bar regularly. These people, since then, they leave 300-400 pounds every week in the bar. This is incredible achievement because you need to multiply it by 52. That is the number of the weeks which is out there in the year. That's the wonderful entrance of my work, which I'm going to be going tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about service touches, about how we need to personalize the service and to realize that the pleasure for the customers comes from the consistency when they are getting the same product all the time. So there's this guy, arrives to the hotel, to the Langham, and he's, good afternoon, Mr. Smith, how are you today? And he was like, oh, buddy, you have a good memory, you remember, you're okay. No, we're just cheating with a digital images and computer, that's fine. How was the flight from Atlanta? How the bloody you know that I was coming from Atlanta this morning? And then you absolutely kill him. Would you like us to set up your alarm clock for the morning meeting, exactly as the last visit? And he goes, fuck you, I've been here 2 years ago. So every of these contacts, they make very important thing for us to gain the people and to have them not to go to another bars or establishments. Even a phone call can make a massive difference. How many times you call a company and there's somebody rude, and if you are in UK, they're probably going to be situated in India, and you can understand them because the connection is so bad. And if you are in the Czech Republic, they are so rude, you better hang up on them. Whilst you go, thank you very much for calling Artesian at the Langham London. This is Alex speaking, how may I help? You're taking one more step, how to gain those people to come in and spend their money. And the personalized service, this is the whole thing. So the lips, the makeup, the velvet or satin gloss, whatever it is beautiful lady. It's all about the little touches, the earring, it all complements the diamond. Because if you take a diamond and there's no the lighting, which is in this picture, it's a fucking piece of stone. So, God is in the detail. We all know that. And it's good to keep it that way. We obviously need to work fast, and we need to realize that time is going a bit faster for the people who are waiting for a drink. So in the real time, if we have 2 minutes, you actually feel you've been waiting for 6 minutes. And the 5 P's, and your product knowledge. Product knowledge obviously helps you to sell things better, but the 5 P's that's absolutely essential for any place and any bar. And obviously there's the proper preparation, preventing for performance. Already Sir Winston Churchill said that. Everybody thought, oh, Winston Churchill said a lot of cool things. No. He always been preparing it for weeks. Greetings in the smile. Old Arabic proverb says, if you don't know how to smile, you shouldn't be opening a shop. And that is very true. On the top of that, if you give your emotions and your real mood, you realize that people, you actually put them off. Because your body language speaks much more louder than your words. So, be aware of how you pose and what is your, the postage of your body and how you behave, because people can read emotions. And also make sure you observe people, because listening by your eyes, you can tell a lot of things about people. And you know how to personalize the service, and you know how to approach them. Because with some people, we need to smile and laugh and tell a joke. With certain people, we need to be a bit more informative, and we need to be quite punctual. And with somebody, we just need to serve them promptly, without any thought whatsoever. Good. create curiosity. I think that's one of the greatest things about business, especially because all of us bartenders, we are great at bullshitting people. Use the old dirty tricks of the salespeople. You know, tell a story. Because the fact about the diamond, that it's P45, the light is a bit brushed at the 0.72 doesn't make any sense. If you tell a story how precious it is, it's going to be much more engaging for your guests, and this will create relationships. And like anything else, you know, handle the things as precious objects, because that's going to emphasize the value, it's going to increase the value, and as a proof from neuromarketing, people will have a craving to actually get these things. Service touches, multisensory experience, all of you realize, or I hope you realize, if you don't, nothing to worry. Before you came to this room, I sprayed the entire room with a very concentrated perfume. And Rafał was helping me. He knows it is very concentrated. A bit too much. This is the scent which goes to any Lion hotel around the world. And even though we did it, we pimp it up, the next time you are in Langham, London, or when you're going to go to Langham, Hong Kong, it is going to be familiar to your senses, and you will feel more relaxed because your body already acknowledges it. And somewhere in the back of the mind, you know what it is. By the way, if you couldn't get it, there's the ginger and lily, as every hotel company wants to relax you, with the lily, which is used in aromatherapy, and the ginger, which is meant to refresh you. So the next time you come to Langham, the first thing you are getting is water infused with ginger and the lily. So you know the romance, emotions, and the stories, as well as reassurance, are very important, because we can lose business very easily. Purchase, no matter whether it's a luxury bag, or whether it is a car, or whether you're just selling caviar in your bar, it is a very delicate thing, and it can go horribly wrong. If a guest approaches you, to ask, to help him to make a decision which caviar and in which quantity he should take. If you're not able to establish or to tell him what is the size of the eggs, how does it taste, what are the differences, and why he should take the one you are suggesting, you're going to lose a lot of money. Because at the end of the day, he's just going to go, you know what, we just had the champagne. And then go and tell your boss that you just lost 295 pounds. It doesn't need to be such excess money, but even losing 10 pounds or 10 zloty for a business is bad. Building loyalty. Please your guests or the regulars with the gifts, and always offer 2 business cards. Even yesterday, when we went to the strip club, I offered 2 business cards to the stripper. One might be for her office, one might be for her home, or one might be for her, and the other business card might be for a friend of hers who is coming to London and who is seeking the kind of place I work in. So never miss opportunity to communicate how cool it is to go to your place. Obviously, never, as Salvatore Calabrese says, never miss the opportunity to tell a beautiful lady, even though you are paying 150 zloty for private. And remember, the last impressions are the lasting impressions. There's no point of having a Michelin star restaurant empty. It's better to run a busy brasserie. And if you've been for an amazing dinner in a place, it's quite good to have an amazing meal. But if the coffee sucks, the only thing you will remember is the coffee. You need to build your loyalty, and every time your guests leave, you need to be ready to get them somehow back into your place. So remember the names. I always get frustrated when I get a bartender with a pedicure machine, puts the card in your peanut butter, please. How easy it is to go, Mr. Slavinsky, your peanut butter, please. Makes a big difference, and again, goes a long way. Obviously, keeping the database is another crucial thing. People give me a hard time, but you don't need a computer system or an image library for your guests, as many of the Asian hotel chains do. You simply need a notebook and write a description of the guest and their habits, etc., etc., so everybody gets it. And then this book get more value than any other book or old-fashioned cocktail we have in the bar, because this is related directly to your guest and provides you with the information about them. And once your team accesses that, you are much more powerful in making more sales. So the database, we need to celebrate as well. Always celebrate the success and celebrate people's birthday and wedding proposals and everything else, and funerals as well. It's always good. Become a part of people's life. I realized that every month, if we buy all these small candles and we serve it with a little chocolate, or whether we get the big plates from, you know, the pastry department, depending on which establishment you work, it all makes a big difference. If you're there for the people when the special moments are there, they will bring their friends, their children, and their children will bring other people. It's all about, you know, gaining the customers. So celebrate. More naked women for all of you. I hope most of you received the second cocktail. Is everybody having some sort of cocktail? There's a Prosperity. It's one of the cocktails from our menu, inspired by El Presidente, since we are the rum bar. There are two recipes, and El Presidente is said to be the martini of Manhattan of Cuba. Obviously, these are two completely different things, and that's right, because one of the recipes is using light rum and the white dry vermouth and the liqueur, potentially bitters or grenadine. The other one is more the Manhattan style. We combine those two. We use two different rums. We age them with dry vermouth, homemade yuzu bitters, and umeshu, since we are an Asian company. Umeshu is a wonderful liqueur from Japan, based on plums, based on sake, made with plums. This is actually a picture from opening of a Louis Vuitton store in Tokyo. And for all of you, I would like you to remember that if you plan on being anything less than you guys are capable of, then you're probably going to be very, very unhappy in your life. So always we should push it a bit more, because we can sleep when we get older or when we are dead. And the last message of this presentation is that there is no greater gift we can receive than the praise from our guests. Because drinks, the atmosphere, and the truly amazing service, the essence of luxury, only happens if our guests tell us, wow. Thank you very much, and goodbye.